Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled People. In today's episode, Entitled SIL wants custody of my baby. Update: Entitled SIL wants custody of my baby. Disney entitled parents. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled SIL wants custody of my baby. Background: me, 36F, SIL, 40F. I've been married to her brother for over 10 years and there's always been some jealousy and resentment from her. She's always felt like I had the life she wanted, not necessarily with her brother, but the marriage, family, job stability, etc. I have 3 kids: 10F, 8M, 3 months female. She got married last year and they decided to start trying for a baby, but she was unfortunately told that she can't have children naturally. She was understandably devastated and the family comforted her as best as we could. We recently had a family dinner and in the middle of it she says, "Angel 698, I think it's really unfair that you got to have 3 kids and I can't have any. Your baby is my last chance to raise a child, so I think you should give her to me during the week so I can create a motherly bond with her and you can have her on weekends." Before I could respond, the entire table erupted with everyone talking at once, so I took my older kids upstairs. When I got back to the dining room, her husband was asking what the hell is wrong with her and why would she even think to ask that. She was trying to justify herself when I asked them to leave. I also said that she's no longer welcomed at my house or around my children until she gets help. She started screaming that I don't deserve my life or my children and that I stole her baby from her. Her husband in MIL kept apologizing and dragged her out of the house, still crying and screaming. Now my kids want to know why their aunt wants to take the baby. Edit. I've been reading the comments, but it's too many to reply to, so here are a few points. 1. We have a security system and cameras already installed and no one has keys to our house. 2. I will not be able to get a restraining order as this one incident isn't enough to justify it. 3. My husband and I spoke to the older kids about it the same night and will be having another talk with them to reinforce that SIL is not a safe person anymore. 4. Our country does not have the right to bear arms and I also have no interest in getting a gun. 5. I'll be informing the school and daycare of the issue and giving them her photo. For those questioning the validity of the post, I completely understand. If I had heard about this last week, I wouldn't believe it either, but it's unfortunately the situation I'm currently dealing with. Stay safe. At least the rest of the family recognize her craziness. I had the same thought. Usually in Reddit stories like this, the family backs the crazy one because they are the golden child, etc. If she ever goes to daycare, make sure they know she is not allowed to pick up your daughter. I would also contact the school your other children attend just in case. She sounds unhinged. Yes, the entire family agrees she needs help, but still be careful because you never know what she might do. If you don't already have one, get a video doorbell. She's not on any of the pickup lists, but I'll take the advice and let the school and daycare know that she isn't to be in contact with my kids. We already have a security system and cameras because there's been a trend of house break-ins in our area lately. No one has the code or keys to our house, not even the in-laws, so we're safe on that front. Unfortunately, a restraining order won't happen because it will take a lot more than this to justify requesting one. We've never relied on her for childcare or pickups, so she's essentially a stranger to the daycare and school. Update: Entitled SIL wants custody of my baby. So my sister-in-law has been admitted to a psychiatric facility. In the comments of my previous post, I mentioned that her husband was seeking out counseling for them to deal with the infertility prior to this incident. After the incident, he sought out a psychiatrist rather than a counselor and they had their first session last week. I didn't get the specifics of what happened, but basically she made some statements that the psychiatrist felt indicated she was a danger to others, my baby and me, and she was placed under an involuntary hold. My BIL has been nothing but apologetic through this entire ordeal and he kept her away from us since the incident. Mil was staying with them to keep an eye on SIL. She tried to leave the house in the middle of the night to see her baby. Also, Bil found her researching how to induce lactation, and she said it was to make sure she can feed the baby properly when I come to my senses and give her up. From what Bil has said, seeing me breastfeed is apparently what triggered the entire episode. It was the first time SIL was around the baby for any length of time, and she was holding her when she got fussy because she was hungry. Naturally, I took her to feed her, and this made SIL feel inadequate because it triggered the thought that she would never be able to do that, which led to the events of the last post. I'm grateful for all the advice that was offered on my last post, as some of it was really helpful. We won't be moving as it's not feasible for us at the moment, but we have taken extra steps with security both at home and at the kids' school/daycare. This whole thing is taking a toll on the family, but Fil and Bil are taking care of SIL, and my husband and I are focused on ensuring the safety of our immediate family and minimizing the effect on the kids as much as we can. I'm glad your family took the initiative and got the help and the treatment your SIL needs. And it's a good thing the entire family was keeping an eye on her, otherwise this would have been a different update. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while before SIL is well enough to go out into society. Continue to keep your family safe. I'm sorry this happened to you and your children. I sadly know people with these kind of delusions, and I can tell you they don't let them out easily, and if they do, they need to be tracked and watched. I've also heard they can get some sort of house arrest. I just pray OP's family are safe and SIL is taken care of. I'm actually wowed at SIL's husband for not dumping her and actually helping keep her away from OP and getting SIL the help she needs. You folks did the right thing protecting your kids, and your family did the right thing getting SIL help. Sometimes reality is just too much for a mind to bear. SIL had a psychotic break and will likely be unwell for a long time. Even after she is on a successful medication regimen, she shouldn't have access to you or the kids. One missed med, or one trigger, can initiate a relapse. I'd also point out, I used the word initiate rather than caused. You breastfeeding your baby did not cause this. It might have initiated the initial break, but it did not cause this. You are not at fault. Since she is now on an involuntary hold, you might be able to get a restraining order against her as extra protection. The incident before this might not have been enough, but the fact that a mental health professional felt she was too dangerous to remain at home and needed 24-hour care and supervision should be enough to grant you an order. OP, please read this comment. She tried to sneak out in the middle of the night to see her baby. She's not going to stop. Protect your family, get a retraining order. Disney entitled parents. Currently I'm at the happiest place on earth. Some of these rides, including some of the most popular ones, have single rider only lines. They are exactly what they sound like. If you don't mind getting out into a ride with people you don't know, you can get in and get out pretty quick. No extra lightning lane or genie plus needed. It is important to note that as you make your way through the single rider lane, there are multiple signs that say your party will be broken up, groups will not ride together. Well, I noticed a family just a few people ahead of me. They had 3 small kids with them, the oldest being 7. I thought, let's see what happens here. You could already tell that they were trying to game the system and avoid waiting in the regular line. Keep in mind this line was for the most popular ride, Radiator Racers, or whatever TF it's called, in Cars Land. Even the single rider line was over 30 minutes. Regular line was 100 minutes. They get to the front, the attendant, cast member, takes the first kid and tells her to get in line 4. The dad yells she can't go by herself, she's only 7. The cast member spins around and says feel free to get into the regular line if you want to ride together. Otherwise little girl goes in that line. Cue parents freaking out, little girl looks very hesitant but she gets in. Off she goes. Mom and dad are freaking out, dad is yelling at cast member, mom is pacing and quietly freaking out. The rest of the family gets piecemealed out, and although the mom gets to ride in the same car as her 2 youngest, maybe 3 and 5, they're in separate rows. Dad stays behind to yell at the cast member again, who just keeps repeating single writer line only, and continues to smoothly do his job. Dad stomps over to his seat, and yells, "This is fucked up," and zoom off he goes. You could tell Dad told Mom to get in that lane because it's faster, and my guess is he promised her that, "Oh, I'm sure they won't break us up." Arrogant jerk. Glad Disney didn't give in. I greatly enjoyed my ride. That cast member deserves an award. They probably have it happen constantly. No way Disney doesn't have a strict policy on it. Probably, if you let people ride together, you can get in trouble. They were probably 30 seconds away from calling security. OP can give an award in the Disneyland app. There is an option to give cast compliment, which helps the cast members with raises and promotions. If you experience something great from a cast member, it is worthwhile. They get crapped on all day long, and when they get a compliment, it can make their week, if not month. Really though, while I hate to say it, you should have gotten the cast member's name and dropped a compliment, cause you just know Ken and Karen are gonna complain that their family got broken up just to speed the line and the whole trip is ruined. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.